Okay, dear students. So we are discussing the biological classification and the other part of it, neural coordination. So these two topics we are discussing in today's class. So the first question is, in five kingdom classification, multicellular and eukaryotic organisms with heterotrophic nutrition, they are included in Animalia, fungi, Protista, and Monera. As I've already told you, multicellular and eukaryotic and heterotrophic, all these three attributes should be there. So Protista is ruled out because they are unicellular eukaryotic. Monera is unicellular prokaryotic. So these two are ruled out. Animalia is also heterotrophic, multicellular and eukaryotic. Fungi is also multicellular, eukaryotic and heterotrophic nutrition. So A and B are the correct answers. So A and B are the correct answers. So second question, which of the following does not possess cell wall? Okay, so is it Monera, Protista, animals, plants? See, Monera, a few organisms don't possess, like Mycoplasma, but majority of them possess the cell wall. Protista, a few of them do not possess the cell wall, but others do have it. So the animals, they are perfectly without cell wall. So they just have cell membrane. So uh, absolutely almost all the organisms in this animal kingdom, they are do not possess cell walls. So animals is the answer. Bacteria are considered plants because they are green in color, they have rigid cell wall, have chlorophyll, have stomata. See, bacteria are considered plants because they are green in color, they have rigid cell wall, have chlorophyll, have stomata. So what is the attribute which makes them to be considered as plant? Okay. So the third one, the answer is B. They have a rigid cell wall. So they have rigid cell wall. So this makes them to be considered similar to plants. Who is the father of biology and zoology? So it is very easy answer is Aristotle. Father of botany is Theophrastus. Okay, father of organic evolution is Darwin. So you can remember about that. So who is the father of biology and father of zoology? Yes, it is Aristotle. In reference with two kingdom system of classification, which of the following groups organisms were not grouped in either of the two kingdom, that is plant kingdom and animal kingdom, which was put forth by Linnaeus? So the answer is so which of them were not at all included under any of this kingdom? I think the Chlamydomonas, Euglena, and slime molds. C. So these were not grouped in either of the two kingdoms. Yes, these were not grouped in either of the two kingdoms. So unicellularity is characteristic of cyanobacteria, Monera, Protista, all of these. So unicellularity is a characteristic of all of these. Okay. So sixth one, D is the answer. So seventh one, yeast secretes an enzyme which is responsible for fermentation. This enzyme is zymase enzyme. So yeast secretes zymase enzyme which is responsible for fermentation. So B is the answer for seventh one. In we take a system of classification, prokaryotes are placed in the kingdom. So it is very easy question. So all the prokaryotes were placed in the Monera, under the kingdom Monera. Okay. So match the following column. So column one, you have Animalia. Animalia are multicellular ingestive heterotrophs. Okay. Monera are unicellular prokaryotes. A is 4, B is 1. So you have only one choice, that is uh, B. B is the answer. Let us check out the other answers. Protista, they are unicellular eukaryotes. C is 3. Plantae, they are multicellular and photosynthetic. D2. So B is the answer. Animalia is multicellular ingestive heterotrophs. Monera is unicellular prokaryotes. Protista is unicellular eukaryotes. Plantae is multicellular and photosynthetic. D2. Okay. In the light of recent classification of living organisms into three domains of life, that is bacteria, archaea, and eukarya, which one of the following statements is true about archaea? Okay, which one of the following statements is true about archaea? So in the light of recent classification of living organisms into three domains of life, bacteria, archaea, and eukarya, which one of the following statement is true about archaea? Archaea completely differ from both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Archaea completely differ from prokaryotes. Archaea resemble eukaryotes in all respects. Archaea have some novel features that are absent in other prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So D is the right answer. Archaea have some novel features that are absent in other prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So 10th one, D is the answer. Okay, so the next is the facultative saprophyte. Saprophyte is A, parasite, but can be saprophyte. Always parasite, always saprophyte, but acquires a parasitic mode. See, facultative saprophyte means they are temporarily saprophyte. Parasite, but can be saprophyte. So 11th one, A is the answer. Zygospore is formed in 12th one. The zygospore is formed in, see, zygospore is formed in rhizopus. Penicillium, they have conidia, aspergillus is different, yeast is budding. So zygospore is formed on rhizopus. So 12th one is zygospore is formed on rhizopus. Okay, A is the answer. So 12th one, A is the answer. 13th one, organisms which obtain their food from non-living material environment are called. So organisms which obtain their food from non-living material environment, they are called as autotrophs, epiphytes, parasites, or saprophytes. So what do you call organisms which obtain their food from non-living material? They are called as saprophytes. 13th one, D is the answer. Okay. So which one of the following also acts as a catalyst in a bacterial cell? So this has not been discussed in our class, but for general knowledge, you just know that the following acts as a catalyst in a bacterial cell is D, 23S rRNA, that is ribosomal RNA. So which one of the following also acts as a catalyst in a bacterial cell is 23S Swedberg unit, it is rRNA. So ribosomal RNA. 14th D is the answer. So the five kingdom of system of classification suggested by R.H. Whitaker is not based on presence or absence of a well-defined nucleus, mode of reproduction, mode of nutrition, complexity of body organization. So which is it not based on five kingdom classification, which was suggested by R.H. Whitaker. So the 15th one, the answer is A. It is not based on the presence or absence of well-defined nucleus. That is not the major priority. So Archaebacteriae differ from Eubacteriae in cell membrane structure, mode of nutrition, cell shape, mode of reproduction. See, Archaebacteria differ from Eubacteria in the cell membrane structure. So 16th one, A is the answer. So they differ from Eubacteria in the chemical composition of the cell membrane structure. So prokaryotes called dash are similar in many ways to eukaryotic organisms. So here the prokaryote is called dash are in many ways similar to eukaryotes. So the 17th one, the answer is Archaebacteriae. So the prokaryotes called Archaebacteriae are similar in many ways to eukaryotic organisms. So 17D is the answer. So biological organization starts with cellular level, organismic level, atomic level, submicroscopic, molecular level. So where does it start with? So biological organization starts with 18th one, D is the answer, submicroscopic molecular level. It starts with submicroscopic molecular level. The position of bacteria in three kingdom classification proposed by Haeckel. So what is the position of bacteria in three kingdom classification proposed by Haeckel? Was it placed under Plantae, Animalia, Mycota, or was it placed under Protista? So under three kingdom classification, we have not studied in our syllabus. It is put forth by Haeckel. So we have just studied two kingdom and five kingdom classification. But you should remember there was also three kingdom and four kingdom classification before the five kingdom classification was put forth by R.H. Whitaker. Okay, so the position of bacteria in three kingdom classification proposed by Haeckel is Protista. So it was placed under Protista. Okay, D is the answer. So bacteria was placed under Protista. Before being identified as separate kingdom, Linnaeus placed the fungi under kingdom Plantae. So due to presence of cell wall. So Linnaeus placed uh, the fungi under kingdom Plantae due to presence of cell wall. Okay, that is the answer. So B is the answer. So before being identified as separate kingdom, Linnaeus placed the fungi under kingdom Plantae due to presence of cell wall. So which of the following is not the basis of five kingdom system of classification proposed by R.H. Whitaker? So which of the following is not the basis for five kingdom system of classification proposed by R.H. Whitaker? Is it phylogenetic relationship, cell structure, thallus organization, reserve food material, photosynthetic pigments, or reproduction? Okay, so the answers here are, I think, the 21st, the answer is both photosynthetic pigments and reserve food material. So these were not put forth by R.H. Whitaker for his five kingdom classification. He did not uh, use this as a basis for five kingdom classification. So D is the right answer. D and E, reserve food material and photosynthetic pigments, were not considered for the five kingdom system of classification. So now most of the questions would be from the neural coordination topic. So Schwann cells are present on which part of the Schwann cells are present on which part of neuron. Is it on dendrites? That is ruled out. Axon illoc? No. Axon. So Schwann cells are present on axon. Which component of neuron is associated with enzyme formation required for synthesis of neurotransmitters? So which component of neuron is associated with enzyme formation, which is required for these enzymes which are required for synthesis of neurotransmitters? So the 23rd answer is Nice. 23rd answer is Niesel's granule. Okay, so 23rd answer is D, Niesel's granules. So Niesel's granules are going to be associated with enzyme formation, which is required for synthesis of neurotransmitters. See, myelin of the nerve fibers of the central nervous system is produced and maintained by. So myelin of the nerve fibers of the central nervous system is produced and maintained by. Is it maintained by oligodendrocytes, astrocytes, microglia, or Schwann cells? So myelin of the 24th, the D is the answer, Schwann cells. So myelin of the nerve fibers of the central nervous system is produced and maintained by the Schwann cells. Okay, D is the answer. 25th, which of the following is not, which of the following is false about glial cells? Okay, modified glial cells called Schwann cells secrete myelin sheath. That is not wrong. It is correct. Assist in nourishment of neurons. So that is also correct. Glial cells assist in nourishment of neurons. Glial cells modulate nerve impulses. That is also correct. Glial cells secrete neurotransmitters that facilitate synaptic transmission is the wrong option because that is secreted by the Niesel's granules in the neuron. So D is the false statement about glial cells. So that is it secretes neurotransmitters that facilitate synaptic transmission. Okay. 26th, which of the following part of neuron is covered by fatty sheet? So A, axon is covered by fatty sheet. Okay. So axon, which is part of neuron, is covered by fatty sheet. Node of Ranvier are found in cardiac muscle fiber, striated muscle fiber, medulated nerve fiber, non-medulated nerve fiber. So the node of Ranvier are found in medulated nerve fiber. So C is the answer for it. Which one does not involve brain? Okay, spinal reflex, cerebral reflex, cranial reflex, voluntary reflex. So the answer is 28th. Answer is A, spinal reflex. Recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. See, B is gray matter, A is white matter. B is gray matter, A is white matter. So C and D, it should be the possibility. So C is going to be, uh, C is interneuron, D is motor neuron. Yes. So C is interneuron, D is the right answer for 29th. The correct labeling is B is gray matter, A is white matter, C is the interneuron, D is motor neuron. So D is the right answer for 29th. 29th, D is the right answer. 30th, read the assertion and reason carefully to mark the correct options in questions. So joints are essential for all types of movement involving the bony parts of the body. Fine, that is a correct statement. Joints are point of contact between bones and cartilages. So here the answer is both assertion and reason are true. Both the statements are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So 30th, the answer is B is the right answer. 31st, the transparent layer of eyeball that forms the first bending surface for light rays is cornea. So the transparent layer of eyeball that forms the first bending surface for light rays is cornea. Okay. The image formed on the eye retina is erect and real, erect and virtual, inverted and real. So the image formed on the eye retina is inverted and real. So 32nd, C is the answer. Recognize the figure and find out the correct matching. Okay. So A is going to be you have to identify it properly. A is going to be the fovea, B is the blind spot, C is D is retina, C is continuing guess, C is choroid, and so 33rd, A is fovea, B is blind spot, C is choroid, D is retina, E is sclera. So let us cross check the 33rd. The right answer is D. The right answer is D. Which one is, so this is the right answer for 33rd, the labeling part of it. A is fovea, B is blind spot, C is choroid, D is retina, E is sclera. Which one is photosensitive in mammals? Retinol, rhodopsin, melanin, sclerotin. Rhodopsin is photosensitive in mammals. So 34th, B is the answer. So the 35th, color blindness is due to the defect in cones, rods, rods and cones, none of this. So color blindness is due to the defect in cones. So it is due to the defect in cones that people who are affected by color blindness, they are not able to differentiate between, they're not able to identify green, red colors. Okay. Damage to hearing is caused by sound which exceeds 70 decibels, 100 decibels, 110 decibels, 120 decibels. So damage to hearing is caused by sound which exceeds 120 decibels. D is the answer. Largest ear ossicle is incus, stapes, malleus, stapedial plate. So malleus is the largest ear ossicle is malleus. So 37th, the answer is C. 38, the visual purple is concerned with dim light. The visual purple is concerned with dim light. So 38, the answer is B. 39th, cornea transplant in human is almost never rejected. This is because it is composed of enucleated cell. It is a non-living layer. Its cells are least penetrable by bacteria. It has no blood supply. So cornea transplants in human is almost never rejected because it has no blood supply. So 39th, D is the answer. 40th, in similarity with photographic camera, retina acts as a, if you compare a photographic camera with eye, so what does retina acts as? Shutter, lens, diaphragm, or is it the film? So retina acts as a film when you compare it to the photographic camera. So because it captures the images, okay, and then they are interpreted. So 40th, D is the answer, film. 41st, focal length of eye lenses changed by, is it changed by pupil, iris, cornea, or ciliary body? See, the focal length of eye lens is changed by ciliary body. So 41st, D is the answer. So it is ciliary body. 41st D is the answer. So which portion of the cochlea responds to low frequency sound waves? The portion closest to the vestibular window, the middle portion, the portion closest to the cochlear nerve, the end portion. So which portion of the cochlea responds to low frequency sound waves? So 42nd, the answer is C. The portion closest to the cochlear nerve, so they are going to respond to low frequency sound waves. Okay. So color to the eye is imparted by lens, pupil. So the portion closest to the cochlear nerve. So 42nd, the answer is C. Yeah, that we have discussed. For 43rd, color to the eyes is imparted by lens, pupil, iris, vitreous humor. So the color to the eye is imparted by iris. So whether they are uh, black in color or blue in color, so or hazel in color, the color to the eye is imparted by iris. So C is the answer. 44th, the vision of man is it monocular, binocular, apposition, none of this. So 44th, it is binocular. B is the answer. In eye donation, which one of the following part of donor size is utilized? Only cornea is utilized. So cornea is utilized. Fovea in the eye is a central pit in the yellowish pigmented spot called as. So fovea in the eye is a central pit in the yellowish pigmented spot called as macula lutea. So 46th, D is the answer, macula lutea. Organ of cortex sends information to brain through the cranial nerve. Okay. So which is that cranial nerve? Is it fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth? So the organ of cortex sends information to the brain through the cranial nerve. So which is that cranial nerve? So it is eighth cranial nerve is going to send, the organ of cortex sends information to the brain through the eighth cranial nerve. Next one, man can see objects equally clear from various distances due to, is it due to cornea, conjunctive, eyelid, or ciliary muscles? So man can see objects equally clear from various distances due to 48th. The answer is D, the ciliary muscles. So man can see objects equally clear from various distances due to ciliary muscles. So eustachian canal connects middle ear with external ear, or is it middle ear with internal ear, external ear with internal ear, pharynx with middle ear? So the eustachian canal connects So the 49th question, the answer is D, pharynx with middle ear. Which one of the following is the correct difference between rod cells and cone cells of our retina? A, overall function, rod cells vision in poor light, uh, cone cells color vision and detailed vision in bright light. So the 50th, the answer part of it is A. So this is the correct option. In the first option itself, you get the correct option. So overall function of rods and cones are rod cells. They provide vision in poor light, and cone cells they provide color vision and detailed vision in bright light. So this is the correct difference between the rod cells and cone cells of our retina when compared with the other attributes of it that have been given. So that completes our discussion for this multiple choice questions. Okay, if you have any doubts or clarifications, please let